Hi my friends, how are you? I hope everybody is fine. My name is Daniel Villarino. Welcome to my YouTube channel. A few weeks back, Sandra, who is my son Martin's girlfriend, graduated from her master at the university. And I want to make her a gift, a graduation gift. So I decided to make her a box in my lathe. And I have this piece of English walnut. It's a very nice piece. It has approximately 3 inches in height here, a little less than 3 inches, maybe 2 3/4. And in this direction it has about 5.5 and 5.5. Now I try to make the best use of the piece because it has another cut here, is not perfectly square. And I know that this is going to be removed when I put it in the meter saw to cut the corners. But if you take the two diagonals and the intersection, which is that point B there, that will not give you the best use of the piece of wood. Instead, what I did, because this angle here is almost 90 degrees, I measured the middle point on this side, which is not affected by this cut, and also I measured the middle point on this side, which is neither affected by this cut. I traced the perpendicular lines, and the point where they cut, which is that point A there, gave me this circle, and I believe that circle is the best use for this piece of wood. In any case, I'm going to take it to the meter saw to remove the corners, make it approximately cylindrical, and then I am going to mount it in the lathe to begin working on the box. Now, when you do a box, one of the methods, there are many, but one of the methods is to make a tenon on one side, to make a tenon on the other, so that then you can grab the lid, you can grab the bottom of the box, work each part, and then you eliminate the tenons when you are finished. The problem with that is that by creating these tenons, you are basically wasting material. And I don't have that much thickness in this piece of wood to waste too much. And you are going to waste anyway a little piece where you made the cut for the lid. So I decided to follow the advice of one of my subscribers who asked me why I didn't use the method that Lyle Jameson has to glue these pieces of wood to sacrificial pieces. And I decided to do that. I am going to post Lyle's video up here. You can check it out. And there are many other wood turners that use the glue block method, of course, so you can check those videos as well. Basically, I'm going to use this piece of pine, has a sacrificial piece. I'm going to make a glue block with it, make a tenon on one side, put it and secure it in the chuck, and then glue the piece that I'm going to work to that, so that then I can work on the piece of walnut, make all the things that I need to do, and then I just remove it from the glue block and eliminate whatever glue remains there, finish, and it will be done. So this is the project for today. I hope you enjoy it, and this box, Sandra, is for you. I made a perforation in the 2x4 block and I screw it to the worm screw to secure it. Please don't forget the mask. Once I threw up the cylinder, I make a tenon to secure it in the chuck jaws. Once I have it secured in the jaws, I can throw up the face of the cylinder. Okay, I used the piece of pine, it was a piece of 2x4, and I made this cylinder, which is going to be the sacrificial piece for the glue block. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to make a slight concavity in this direction like that, so it will be more deeper here than in the borders, so that when I put the piece of walnut against that, I make sure that it will be touching on all the borders and not in the middle with a bubble like that. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to glue the walnut piece. Okay, as you can see, I have the walnut piece glued to the pine piece, the sacrificial piece, which is grabbed by the jaws of the chuck. So that's firmly secure there. What I'm going to do now is to round up this piece to throw it up and begin working on the box. While I am doing the work on the exterior part here, I'm going to approach the live center, and I have this pen mandrel saber, which is flat here, and I can, put it there to help everything more secure while I am doing the roughing of the exterior part. And then I can remove it, and I know that it will not make much more than a small mark there, and that will disappear even with sanding. I have sanded everything here up to 320 grit, and what I'm going to do now is to apply a coat of shellac that is going to work as a sanding sealer. So I'm going to put that coat, I'm going to let it dry, then sand up to 320 again, just a light sanding, apply another coat, let it dry, and then after that I'm going to sand 320, 400 and 600 to finish this part. The shellac is going to act as a sanding sealer. Before I apply the shellac, I'm going to clean all the dust using the nature alcohol. I'm going to make this rotate at speed now, so that I can use a piece of clean paper to generate friction, and that will evaporate the alcohol. I have let the first coat of shellac to dry for an hour, and now I am going to give it a soft sanding with 320 grit before giving it the second coat. I apply the second shellac coat, and this time I let it dry for 2 hours before sanding with 320, 400 and 600 grits. For all the box surfaces, I will apply the same finish. After sanding up to grit 600, I will apply abrasive paste and then several coats of friction polish, letting it dry between 15 to 20 minutes between the coats. Okay, I have completed the top of the box and also the side. Now comes the stage in which I had to separate what is going to be the lid from the rest of the box. For that, I'm going to make 2 cuts. The first one is going to be just a little bit deep, and that one is going to establish the lip that is going to enter into the box later on. And then the other one is going to be all through to separate the lid from the rest of the box. Okay, I began to do the cuts. This one is a little less than a 1/4 inch deep, and this one here I began to do the separation of the lid from the rest of the body. Now what I'm going to do now is to get a very good sharpening on the tip of the parting tool, so that I can make a nice cut here, and then I'm going to sand and finish this lip, so that when I separate the lid, the only part that is going to remain to work is the inside of the lid, but not any of this part of the lid or the top. It looks like the glue block works pretty well, in the sense that it broke in the tenon rather than unglue from the piece of wood here, but I got a catch with the parting tool a little bit too much. It's a deep cut, so it broke here. Probably the next time we'll have to use a glue block with a harder wood than pine. That's something to take into consideration. Anyway, I'm going to see if I can mount this in the cold jaws and redo the tenon to mount it back and finish this. This time I decided not to risk it and I finished the cut with a saw. I measured the lip of the lid to begin the process of fitting that to the opening in the bottom part of the box. When I see it is close to fit, I keep removing material, but now with the sandpaper. Now I can begin the process of hollowing the bottom part of the box. Because this is a relatively large box, I begin the hollowing with a ball gouge, but later I will switch to a square carbide cutter to make the angle between the inside of the lateral wall and the base pretty square, and also to make the base flat. Okay, the interior part of the box is ready, and from the lid I just have to do the interior part, and I need to do the base for this, the main body of the box. I could use a chisel to try to separate it from the base, but since this is pine, what I'm going to do is use the separator and remove it that way. And then I'm going to mount this in the cold jaws to finish the base. The glue block worked really well to secure the piece of wood. The inside is ready, the sides are also ready. So I'm going to mount this in the cold jaws, and I'm going to work the base making a slight concavity so that it will have a nice rest. And also I'm going to sand and put abrasive paste as well as a friction polish. With the point tool, I make 3 grooves in the base as an ornament. This can be done also with a skew chisel. Then I use a wooden coffee stirrer to burn the inside of these grooves. With the base of the box finished, now I place the lid in the cold jaws to finish its interior. I will hold it with the live center from the tailstock until the last possible moment. I have almost finished working in the interior part of the lid, so now I begin to reduce the central knob carefully until I finally cut it from the lid. Now I can sand, apply abrasive paste and friction polish. Okay, my friends, I finished the box for Sandra graduation gift, and you can check here the base. Those are the marks that I burned there, the lid and the interior. It's a very nice walnut wood. I think the finish is also pretty nice, and the sacrificial block method to glue the piece worked pretty well. Thank you, Raymond Medeiros, for suggesting me to check the video of Lyle Jameson. A comment I wanted to make is that, as you could see in the first part of the video, when I had a small catch, the piece of pine that I was using for the glue block basically broke at the tenon, and I had to remake the tenon in order to reattach the piece. The second time around it worked well. Basically I think it's because I did a larger diameter tenon, and that helped. I grabbed it with a larger chuck, but probably for future projects it will be more convenient to use another type of wood instead of the 2x4, maybe a harder wood. Sandra, I hope you enjoyed this box, and to all of you, my friends, I hope you enjoyed the video. If that's the case, please mark the like button down below, make comments, and if you haven't subscribed yet to my channel, please do so. That way, every time that I upload a new video, you are going to receive a notification. And it will be until the next one. Cheers!